Welcome to Riot Motorsport Sim Racing League. We are located at the Utah Motorsport campus, offering a full range of services for race car enthusiasts, including storage, maintenance, and driver coaching. Our focus is on fostering an inclusive and supportive racing community. Sim racing is a great way for our drivers to continue to practice during the on and off season. Thank you for tuning in. Enjoy the race.
Hello, everybody. Welcome to the first race of Season 7 of the Riot Motorsport Sim Racing League. It's happening at the Long Beach Street Circuit, one of the most legendary street courses in the United States. Formula One, IndyCar, IMSA, Stadium Super Trucks, so many wonderful racing series have raced here on the streets. And tonight, in the sim world, we're racing in the Riot Motorsports League in GT3 cars on the Long Beach Street Circuit. So, Season 7 of the Riot Motorsport League does come with a handful of rule changes. We're still in GT3 cars. It's still a fixed setup, so no adjustments can be made to the cars. If you're in the BMW M4, everyone else in the BMW M4 has an identical setup. But there have been some changes to make things even more exciting. Even though the races are phenomenally exciting, Riot Motorsports has decided to turn the excitement up to 11. And now, after qualifying, they're doing a reverse grid. So the fastest qualifying drivers have to start at the back of the pack. So there is going to be a lot of action. There's always a lot of action on the street courses, particularly at Long Beach. Long Beach is one of the few street courses where you can actually make passes. You know, a lot of street courses, you look at, Monaco is a great example. One of my favorite racetracks of all time, but it's hard to get around other drivers. But at Long Beach, it's not the case. There are multiple passing opportunities around this racetrack. And the race car pulls in, and we are going green. Green flag racing already. Heading down the long straightaway up Shoreline Drive towards turn 1. Oh, 3 and 4 wide. Oh, there's contact in the midfield. Oh no. Oh, everybody in the midfield just got collected. Oh, drivers absolutely getting collected everywhere. People bowling for bodywork. And Alex Faust, who qualified last, started first, made it through clean. It looks like some other drivers made it through clean as well. Oh, heartbreak hotel for a number of drivers. We're going to go back to the replay here. And we're on board. Oh, God, it's car number 9. Looks like just gets a big old snap to the left and collects half the field. Oh, that is not the way that most of these drivers want to start their first race of the season. Car number 45, Shane Wilcox, absolutely. Looks like he might have been helped into the rest of the field. And just car number 8, you going to make it around? Let's see, is George? Oh no, George is going to get trapped in. Let's see, car number 50. So some drivers are going to be able to make it through. And well, now's a good time to bring up the new rule change. One of the new rule changes is the damage is turned off on these cars. However, that doesn't mean that you can just go bowling for bodywork every single corner. Incident points are collected. If you hit a wall, or you go off track, that's 1 incident point. If you make contact with another driver, that's 4 incident points. And if you collect a total of 17, you do get a drive-through penalty. So, with that first lap incident, I guarantee a number of drivers already have 8, 10, 12 incident points. So that means they're going to have to drive incredibly conservatively the rest of the race to not get a drive through penalty. On board right now is Spencer Pruitt in the awesome Taco Bell livery. He is being, let's see, who's he have behind him? He's got Bryson behind him. Bryson's an incredibly fast driver, and Bryson is racing in the R1 class. So he's going to be looking to make his way around Spencer as quickly as he can. But Spencer is an incredibly quick driver in his own right, and I guess he put in his time practicing around this racetrack. So the reverse grid was intended to shake up things. But we've already seen it happen in the first corner of the first race of Season 7 of the Riot Motorsport. We're on board right now we're following Spencer as he goes through the fountain section. And, ooh, looks like he tagged the wall there. That's another incident point for him. So I would guess that drive-through penalties are going to be a factor in this race, given that first lap incident. And it's great that some drivers were able to make it through, and other drivers were shuffled to the back that are very, very quick. I'm thinking, I mean, Mike, he's quick. Jack Liston is incredibly fast. Andrew Malin, he's quick. So it looks like I don't know if they got collected in that incident, but they have a lot of work to do. But the good news is, if you're going to have a big dust-up like that, you better do it with 45 minutes left in the race. So you have the most amount of time to make up for it and to get around slower drivers and try to make up some ground. Spencer, who's behind Spencer right now? That's George behind Spencer in the awesome throwback Flying Lizard livery. One of my favorite liveries, one of my favorite racing teams in IMSA. So the three of them are all line astern as they go around the hairpin down shoreline drive and start to try to make inroads to Alex. But Alex has a pretty phenomenal lead right now. I mean, he's got 2.5 seconds on that chase group. So he's going to try to preserve as much of that as he can, going through the fountain section and up towards the squared off turn 4 and turn 5. Now, the BMWs, they do have, I think, more power available to them. Now, the balance of performance for all these cars is very, very close, meaning that a Ferrari and a Lamborghini and a Porsche and the BMW, they'll all get around a lap at about the same pace. They're all very tightly matched. But they do it in different ways. Some corner a little bit quicker, but are a little bit slower on the straightaways. Some have a ton of power, like the BMW M4, and can really start to gap people. On board right now with John Wilson. John Wilson, incredibly quick driver, driving in the R2 class, and he just made a pass on a couple of drivers. So he's a big mover so far. He's one to watch out for, absolutely. And he's going to squirt through Michael Shumway, and he's going to drop into P5, and he's got a queue of cars behind him. Oh, does he go a little wide? Looks like he ran that a little bit wide. Is Michael Shumway going to get a run on him? No, he's not. He's going to drop back into the slipstream. Look at all those cars right now that are line astern. There's 6 or 7 cars that are all right behind each other, all looking to make moves. And with the reverse grid and with the first lap incident, the order is all shuffled up right now. So there are people that are very quick on this brack that are further down in the field. They're going to have a lot of work in front of them to get this done. Great looking livery, by the way, from John Wilson. British flag on the roof, the baby blue. I love it. Love it. Great looking livery. There's a lot of good liveries up and down this entire field. But up at the front of the field, it looks like Bryson is all over tailpipe of Alex, which is awesome. Bryson is one of the quicker drivers in the Riot Motorsport Sim Racing League and in real life. He's actually a Super Trofeo champion and a great young driver. Very motivated, very intelligent. He's an excellent coach, and he's an excellent driver, and we're seeing it right here. He is stalking Alex as they come through the big left-handed carousel into one of the tighter hairpins in American motorsports. They have to use all of their steering lock to get around it and then get good drive out of the corner. And Alex does a good job, but also that BMW is a rocket ship in a straight line. And Bryson is doing everything he can to stay in the slipstream of Alex Faust. So good, very, very exciting stuff so far. I haven't even gotten a chance to talk about the new rules changes that are coming in Season 7 because the racing on track is great. There's sort of 2 distinct groups right now. The lead pack, about 6 drivers. There's a chase group of another 3. We're on board right now with Andrew Malin in an excellent Riot Motorsport livery, by the way. He liked it. So it's actually Michael in real life. Michael Shumway has a livery very similar to this, and Andrew liked it so much that he decided to use it in sim racing as he tags the wall right there. That's going to be an incident point. Now, one of the things that's very challenging about street courses are the lack of runoff and the lack of visibility. You can see here the barriers, concrete barriers, are the edge of the track. There is zero margin for error. Ooh, Bryson is trying to set up a move. I'll get back to that thought, but I want to try here. Coming into the hairpin, Bryson opens up the steering wheel, gets a really good exit on Alex. He's going to move to the inside. He might be able to make the pass right here. This is the longest straightaway on the racetrack. It's also one of the few parts of the racetrack that has been in every single iteration since 1976. Bryson is going to have the inside line go. He's going to have the outside line if he can't get it done. Going into the 90-degree left-hander into turn one, but gets the pass done. That is absolutely textbook. Oh, and Alex tags the wall. He is very thankful that the damage has been turned off in Season 7, because otherwise that would have been catastrophic to his race. Alex finds himself in P2, and Bryson Liu, again, one of the fastest drivers in reality and in sim racing, finds himself in P1. John Wilson on board right now. Looks like he is starting to make a look at Paolo. Paolo's another rocket ship of a driver. He is phenomenal. He's thrilling to watch. He's super quick, and he's also got, I believe, the only Ferrari Ferrari on track right now. Yeah, the Ferrari 296 GT3 car. There was another Ferrari that started, Derek. It looks like he is out of the race. Don't know if he's having connectivity issues or what's going on right that, but he's out of the race. 15 drivers started the race, currently down to 14 drivers left on track. We're on board with John, who is stalking Paolo, and Paolo, who is stalking Michael Shumway. And behind all of that is, who is that? Is that George behind? No, that's Andrew behind everyone else. So on board right now with John Wilson, making a move down the inside of Paolo, gets past him down shoreline drive. Paolo, oh, contact. Oh, John. Oh, no, Paolo misjudged it. Oh, no. Oh, Paolo misjudged, dropping back behind John. That is an honest error. It's easy to do, but you can see Paolo's trying to drop behind John slipstream and just barely tags him, unsettles the back of John's car. Big old tank slapper. John tries to save it, and just tags the wall hard into the barrier. He's able to continue. Very reminiscent of Formula Drift. By the way, Formula Drift has also been a support race for around Long Beach for a number of years. Tough luck for John. John drops down to P7. We'll see if he can fight his way back. And he's a very quick driver. So he is going to have some work to do. On board right now with Andrew Malin. Andrew is behind Jack Liston. Jack is another wildly fast driver. And Andrew is, let's see if he can make up any ground here. You can see how close Jack gets to the barriers. And that's the point that I was getting to earlier, was that barriers are the edge of the track. The wider you can open up a turn, traditionally, the quicker you can go because the radius is bigger. So it's really about just how precise can you be? How close can you get to that wall? And how much closer can you get than your competitor? And if there's 3 millimeters in between that hard barrier and your car, all that means is you're 3 millimeters slower than someone that can push it to the absolute limit. So going around the street courses is very, very exciting for that reason. High consequences if you get it a little bit wrong. A lot of the modern racetracks, a lot of purpose-built racetracks are a lot safer because there's runoff everywhere, right? Like anywhere where it's a predictable area where cars are going to go off track, they want to make it safe, so they give them a lot of room before they hit a barrier. It's not the case on street courses. That's what we're seeing right here. Andrew Malin coming around turn 4, down turn 5, heading down. Heading down into turn 6. This is actually a passing opportunity right here. The exit of turn 6 going in to turn 8 is one of the areas where you can put a move on someone. Andrew's not close enough right there to Jack Liston, but that's a spot to look out for. And John is still on the pace, which is great. on board right now with, we're following right now, Logan. And Logan is trying to make his way around Mike. And Mike is a great livery as well. There's so many good. Everybody does an awesome job. Logan, see if he can start making up any ground. There's about a second and a half. Now, a little bit. There's 1 second. 1.1 second back to Mike. I don't know if that'll get him in the slipstream quite yet, but coming down Shoreline Drive in a couple of turns, that's where you can really take advantage of some good aerodynamic drafting, and there's enough time. It's a big, long straightaway where you can get something on. Spencer Pruitt is starting to get inroads on Alex. Alex started in P1. He was out in front of the giant melee that happened in the midfield. Was able to keep P1 for a couple laps, and then the inevitable Bryson Liu, R1 driver, was able to get around him. Oh, Alex goes really wide there. Alex opens the door for Spencer. Spencer finds his way through. That was a costly error from Alex. But he was lucky to only win one spot. Michael Shumway. Michael's having a good race, actually. He's up into P4, which is awesome, and he's one of the more consistent drivers on in the Riot Motorsports Sim Racing League. He's someone that just smart. He always finds himself in the fight at the end of the race. He might not be blowing the doors off with lap times, but he's so consistent, and he's always there. He's a smart racer. He knows how to keep himself out of trouble, and we're seeing it right here. He's smart. He's tucked in behind Alex. He's not going to force a move, but if it's there, he's absolutely going to take it. He dives down to the inside of the kink at on Shoreline Drive, the long straightaway. And ooh, Alex is gonna put up a fight? He's not. Oh, uncontested, which is good. And he's gonna find his way around Alex into the podium positions. Excellent job. Alex trying to make his car big. He's now under a lot of pressure from Jack Liston, and Jack's gonna squirt his way through. And is Andrew gonna try? Andrew tried to follow his way through, wasn't able to get it done. Yes, he was. He was able to get it done. So Alex is dropping through the field. And it looks like we're starting to see people that qualified well, people that started in the back of the pack, are starting to march their way towards the front. You see Bryson Liu, he's incredibly quick. Spencer Pruitt, he's super quick. Michael Shumway, incredibly quick. Jack Liston, Andrew Malin, those are the people that it's common to see them at the front of the race, and that's what we're seeing now. So, the whole first third of this race has been non-stop action with people passing other drivers and incidents and people tagging walls. Oh! As Alex tags the wall right here, and he's going to lose a spot. John Wilson. Oh, Alex, again, I think there being the damage turned off in Season 7, you couldn't have picked a better race to exemplify why that keeps the racing exciting. If all these were resulting in lengthy trips to pit lane to get repairs done, the race would look a lot different, and we wouldn't have the on-track action that we're having right now. Kelly Hatcher in the Martini livery, another iconic, absolutely classic livery. Absolutely love it. Martini has been a supporter. Martini Rossi has been a supporter of motorsports in all different disciplines. I mean, you think about the Class B rally cars, you think you think about road racing. So love seeing that livery out here in the Riot Motorsports League at the Long Beach Grand Prix Street Circuit. So you'll notice to the left of the names, R1, R2, R3. Everyone is racing on track for the same podium positions. Everyone is in the same cars. Everyone took the same green flag. Within the race, there's 3 individual championships going on right now. There's the R1, which is formerly the Pro Division. That's the highest level of racing. Then there's R2 and R3. You get points based on where you finish in the race, but those points accumulate based on your, standings in R1, R2, or R3. So right now, Bryson Liu is in first place and Spencer is in second. And Bryson, if it finished as it did right now, Bryson would get first place points. Spencer would get second place points. But Spencer would be winning the R2 class because he's the highest finishing R2 class. Same with Alex Faust. He's the R3 driver that is in P7 currently, but he is the highest driving R3 driver. So he's winning that class right now. A lot of racing on track right now. We're going to go back to that. Jack Liston is trying to... oh, God, there's racing all over the place. This is amazing. This is 5 cars all in the hunt going down Seaside Way, the shorter straightaway on the track. Oh, who's side by side? That's Andrew and John side by side. Andrew Malin is going to take a stab down the inside and is going to be very respectful, not pushing John into the wall. And we'll see if John returns the favor. Oh, contact. Contact. They both stay with it. Oh, no. Oh, no. Who's that spun around? There's a driver that spun around. Oh, let's go back and watch a replay, see what happened. That was Spencer in the Taco Bell livery. So here we go. So here, Spencer. Oh, just lost it on his own. Just overcooked it a little bit, started losing the rear end, and wasn't able to collect it, looped around on him. That's going to drop him further down in the field. And look at John and Andrew having a really, really tough battle, elbows out, but respectful. You know, they make contact, but they're not trying to punt each other, and everybody's able to continue. Andrew makes an amazing move on John to the inside of, is that into the hairpin? And they're heading back down the straightaway. Good battle between... John's having a really, really exciting race. A lot of back and forth with John and other drivers. He's quick. He's really quick. He's smart, too. Andrew's quick as well. This is such good racing. This is such exciting stuff. I love the Riot Motorsports races. The racetracks play a big part in that. You know, the tracks that they pick are so exciting. After this race in Long Beach at the street circuit, they're going to be heading to Sebring, another iconic American racetrack in Florida. Just some of the best tracks. I mean, this season it's kind of the who's who of racetracks. They're racing at the Glen, Laguna Seca, Road America, one at Belle Isle, which is great. So really super, super excited for the season that's forthcoming as John is going to try a switchback. And is he going to be able to get it done? No, he's not. He's going to fall in line behind Andrew Malin. This is the battle right now on track. This is awesome. This is good stuff. Both these drivers are excellent. And one thing that's interesting about the drivers that are racing in this right now is there's a wide variety of experience. A lot of these drivers drive cars very similar to this in real life. There's people with real life racing experience. There's other people that have a lot less racing experience in real life, but they're still very, very quick in sim. So a broad spectrum of experience has brought us to this moment. There's a very narrow spectrum of action. I mean, everyone is so tightly matched. And we have drivers pulling into the pit lane. Spencer and George both pulling into the pit lane. Now, there is a mandatory pit stop into this race. Everybody has to pit one time. And this racetrack is very hard on tires. Tire degradation is significant at this racetrack. So they have to make a choice whether they just want the 2 outside tires, which would be the 2 left tires replaced, or if they want all 4 tires replaced. If you get 4 tires, you're going to be in pit lane for longer, so you're going to lose a little bit of that time to the other competitors on track, but hopefully getting those 4 tires and using a few extra seconds of pit lane would more than make up for it by having fresh rubber in the closing stages of the race. There's just under 27 minutes left in this 45-minute race, and it has been absolutely breathless. We're just starting to see drivers coming into the pits to make their compulsory pit stops. And we're starting to see a little bit of the field spreading out just a touch. What happened to Spencer here? We're watching. Oh, we're just in pit lane. That's Spencer making a pit stop. Spencer's out of the pits and is going to continue. He's going to blend into the field at sort of the backside of the straightaway on Shoreline Drive. I would guess, I don't know who's taking 2 tires and who's taking 4, but I would imagine anyone that's pitting before the halfway point is probably getting all 4 tires in. He is going to blend in just behind the race leader, Bryson Liu. And another thing that we don't really have access to, but makes good drivers great, is how well they manage their tires. Some people can be really fast and really hard on their tires. Other people can be quick and still preserve tires. And Bryson is excellent at that. Jack Liston's another driver that's absolutely phenomenal at preserving tires, making sure that at the end of the race, he's still got some life left in the tires. Michael Shumway is in pit lane. Another thing to think about as well is with that first lap incident, with people accruing incident points, if you accrue 18 incident points, 17 incident points, you have to do a drive-through penalty. And I guarantee that some of these drivers on track will have to serve a penalty if they haven't already. You see a number of people in the pits. And that pit stop, the drive-through penalty, doesn't count as your compulsory pit stop. So basically, you would have to make 2 if you accrue the 17 incident points. It would result in a penalty. A couple of other changes moving forward in this season. There are 11 races on the calendar. We're going to start changing the format. So this race was traditional with the qualifying and a 45-minute race, and they reversed the starting grid, which is new. Moving forward, what's going to happen is there's going to be a 15-minute sprint race. So they're going to qualify and then have a sprint race. And the results of the sprint race are going to dictate grid for the final. The final, that grid is reversed. So all that's going to do is allow us a lot more excitement as fans to watch this amazing racing, but also it's going to really shake things up and just make it so much more dynamic when you have fast drivers that are at the back of the field. Kelly Hatch right now pulling into pit lane. I'm not sure if that's a drive-through or a scheduled stop. Doesn't look like he's pulling into a pit box. So we'll see. Michael Shumway is in again. Oh, no. So Michael made his scheduled pit stop, and then it looks like he got a drive-through penalty. Oh, no. Oh, that is so bad for Michael's race. Oh, he was having such a great race. Guarantee that first lap incident gave him a ton of incident points, and it's so easy here to just barely touch a wall. That's 1 incident point. So Michael is serving his penalty right now, and he's going to come back out. Where's he going to blend in? He's going to blend in. He's going to blend in with the amazing battle between John and Andrew that's been going off the past several laps. Oh, gosh. Oh, wow. Oh, he's right in the middle. He is the meat in this sandwich right now, which is exactly where you don't want to be. He's on cold tires. It's going to take him a little bit for those tires to come into temperature. He's got Andrew Malin, who Michael and Andrew Malin have some of the best on-track battles. They always seem to find each other on track, and that's exactly what we're seeing here. And Michael is, he's going to be trying to make inroads with John, but it's going to take a little bit for his tires to come up to temperature where he's going to really be able to optimize the grip available to him on those brand new tires. Oh, no, he didn't get tires because it was a drive-through penalty. So his tires are a few laps old. Okay, well, let's see what happens. And when you're in between two drivers that are as fast as John and Andrew, it's really challenging because you have to be very strategic as to when you're defending so you don't get passed by Andrew, or when you're attacking, when you can get in front of John and Andrew right here. Oh, I love this camera angle. This is amazing. You can see how close Andrew is to Michael Shumway coming around the hairpin, heading onto the Shoreline Drive straightaway. This is the longest straightaway on the racetrack. Andrew, if you can get into the slipstream, might have an opportunity to make a pass going into turn one. See if Michael goes defensive. Michael is not going to go defensive, and Andrew's going to dive down the inside. Oh, that was ambitious. Ambitious. And Shumway closes the door on him. Going through this section of track right here around the fountain into turn 4 and turn 5. It is very, very difficult to make a pass, but if you get a good run out of 5, you can take a stab at it going into 6. And also, if you get a good run out of 6, you can take a stab at a pass going into turn 8. Andrew, Michael, and John. It looks like Michael had to defend a little bit, maybe had to give up a little bit of ground to John. John is in a good spot right now because having a little bit of breathing room back to the battle between Michael and Andrew Malin means he can just put in quality lap, right? He can stay on the traditional racing line, and he can just focus on his pace instead of looking in his mirrors. Michael Shumway does not have that luxury right now, unfortunately. He's got the incredibly fast Andrew Malin, who is ironically, in Michael Shumway's real-life livery right now. And I'm sure it's got to be weird for Michael to see, functionally, his own car in his rearview mirror. But I'm sure that's where he would like to keep it for now. Up front, Bryson Liu is actually having a pretty quiet race, which is spectacular. He is, again, one of the more talented drivers in real life. He's a Super Trofeo champion. Also puts a time in the sim, and he's just fast in everything. He's one of the more talented drivers. He's a young guy, super, super nice. Currently in school as well. I think he's in school for marketing. So, he's someone that I think has a very promising and long future in motorsports. And right now what we're seeing is him doing what he does. Being fast, staying out of trouble. And he is, how far back is he? Oh, he's got a huge lead. He's got 8 seconds. Jack Liston, P2. And anyone that's watched these races knows exactly how fast Jack Liston is. He can walk away from a field. The fact that Bryson has gapped him by 8.5 seconds is massive. This has been such a spectacular race. I'm so glad that Long Beach was the first race of Season 7 with the new rule set, not only because of damage not being a major factor, that also it's such a fun racetrack. Oh, who's that? Number 11. Oh, Jack Liston. Oh, no. Oh, Jack went straight into the wall at the hairpin, dropping out of P2. Oh, what happened? Oh, Jack. Jack's normally such a consistent driver. And, ooh. What was that? Oh, something happened there. That was not him getting it wrong. There was shift, or it could be something with his computer. Sometimes, again, this is something happening in a sim race. So sometimes the connection drops off for a second. And if it happens at the hairpin, it's just about the worst place possible. So Jack is going to take that opportunity to make his pit stop, his compulsory pit stop. 18 minutes and 50 seconds left in Race 1 of Season 7 of the Riot Motorsports Racing League at Long Beach Grand Prix. On board right now with Paulo. Paulo's super quick, and he's also the only driver right now on track in the Ferrari 296. The Ferrari is, it's a really quick car. It's one of the more drivable cars. So I think on pure performance might not be the quickest car that you can select. Because it's more drivable, you can live on the absolute razor's edge. You can live on the limit in this car and really extract the most out of it. I don't know that you can do that with, say, the Lamborghini Huracan, the GT3 Evo that's in here. That I hear from the drivers is a fairly twitchy car. If you can live on that limit, you can sort of dance on that knife's edge. There's a lot of time to extract, but it will bite you hard if you step over just a little bit. The Ferrari is kind of the opposite of that. So Paolo is showing that right now with, he's getting a lot of pace out of that car. Back with Michael Shumway and Andrew Malin, who are once again nose to tail. Michael got great drive coming out of the hairpin on Shoreline Drive and is able to pull just a touch of a gap, so he's going to be able to he's going to be able to take a traditional racing line through turn 1 and around the fountain, which is such a pretty part of the racetrack. It's like certain racetracks, you want them to have these corners. You can instantly know exactly where they are. Laguna Seca has the corkscrew. The Long Beach Grand Prix has fountain, has the roundabout. It's such a cool feature. You don't see a lot of racetracks. There's not a lot of racetracks where you see a giant dolphin statue and some very beautiful flowers, literally as the edge of the racetrack. So great racing so far. This has been an extraordinary race. Kelly Hatcher, car number 50 in the Martini livery. He is in P13. I'm sure he's going to be looking to make up spots, but the race hasn't, I'm sure, gone the way that he has hoped it would. We're just about 2/3 distance, 16 minutes and 30 seconds left in the race, and it looks like the battle right now is Andrew Malin and for 6th and 7th. I don't know. So Paulo hasn't pitted yet. So that battle for 6th and 7th is really the battle for 5th and 6th. Let's see who else. Everyone else has made their pit stops. We'll have to see if penalties come into play. Again, you don't know how many drivers are at 14, 15, 16 incident points. And if they just barely touch a wall one more time, it's a drive-through penalty. And that's going to have a huge impact on air race. This is good stuff. There's Paulo coming into the pit. So Paulo's making his pit stop. You know, he's gone 2/3 distance on those tires. He might be able to get away with just 2 outside tires. I wish we don't have access to see who gets 2 and who gets 4. I guess you could probably look at the time in pit lane as an indicator. There's Logan. Logan's a P12. Logan is having a quiet race towards the back of the pack. He was caught up in that incident and the first lap incident, and you know he's kept himself out of trouble. It looks like for most of the race. Now, again, with these cars being on a street circuit, there's absolutely zero margin for error. If you get it wrong by an inch, you're in the wall. That's been this way since 1976. This is one of the most historic road racing tracks in the world and in the United States. It started in the mid-70s, and actually started because a travel agent, I think he was a British travel agent, loved Monaco and wanted to recreate that in Southern California. So he was able to do it. And Long Beach at the time was not what it is today. It was actually not a rundown city, but there wasn't a lot going on. And the Long Beach Grand Prix is a major factor in Long Beach becoming what it is today, an incredibly vibrant area. And it's been running consecutively, with the exception of COVID, since 1976 with Formula One, with the amazing 70s, the sort of turbo era, through today, through right now, with Michael Shumway and Andrew Malin still just trying to chip away at each other. They're both on the wheel. There's under 15 minutes left in the race, and this is a race for position. They both made their pit stops. Michael was having an amazing race, then unfortunately had a penalty. Oh! Woo-hoo-hoo! Andrew making a move around the hairpin, tries to get it done, isn't able to get it, isn't able to make it happen. He's not able to open up the corner enough to get a good run out, but they're starting to get spicy. 13 minutes left. I think we're going to start seeing, the drivers getting a little bit punchy. We're going to see the gloves come off, and this is the stage of the race where you start seeing that energy start to build. I mean, this race has been, obviously very exciting, so that energy has been, really high the entire race. But on the closing stages, that's where people are going to start making their moves. That's when they're like, okay, I don't need to conserve tires. I just need to go. And John Wilson in P2 has just gone fastest lap, taking it away. I think Bryson had it prior, and he is absolutely... I know Jack had the fast lap prior. Holy cow, John is on a mission right now. He has absolutely found a whole nother level. I mean, he's a very quick driver. He had a great start, caught up in an incident, and he's now in P2. What an excellent drive for John. He is 7/10 faster than Bryson Liu, and he just lapped... Bryson Liu just put in a really fast lap time. He just put in 1 minute 20.3. We'll see what John does this lap, but so far, he is absolutely screaming. He's going to have to get around Spencer. Hopefully Spencer doesn't fight him too hard, because Spencer would be lap traffic. We'll see if we can get him down the straightaway. Is Spencer going to give way? No, he's not. Spencer is going to continue to drive on the racing line at full steam. John is quick. John is super, super quick. On board with John right now. Going to go through the carousel right-hander and then into the super, super tight hairpin that leads onto the main straightaway. And I thought Spencer was getting out of the way, but he didn't. We'll see if he gets out of the way now. John can use him. Honestly, as long as Spencer keeps his pace up, he's a quick driver. This is only going to benefit John. As long as he can get an advantage of an aerodynamic toe, that might be worth a few tenths of a second. And with John being, let's see, how far is John behind? John's got about 12 seconds. 7 or 12 seconds back to Bryson, and with 11 or 12 seconds, the minutes left in the race, that's very doable. He is absolutely within striking distance of Bryson Liu in the closing stages. So that's something that's absolutely going to be developing as the race winds down, but something that is fully developed and happening right now is, again, Michael Shumway and Andrew Malin, nose to tail. Shumway's been able to hold him off this entire time. They're both very, very crafty. They're both very, very smart. They're both very, very quick. So this is sort of like a high-level boxing match. It's strategic. But when the gloves come off, it is going to be a Donnybrook. And again, shout out to Andrew Malin for flashing his lights at Michael Shumway. That serves zero purpose other than to just sort of let Michael know that, hey, I'm here. I'm a little bit frustrated. Maybe I can, sort of bug you just a little bit. Maybe distract you just enough so you can make a minor mistake that Andrew can take advantage of. It's one of my favorite parts of motorsports is blinking headlights in road racing. Again, because it basically serves zero purpose, particularly when there are two drivers racing in the same class, which we're seeing right now. I wish there was more blinking headlights happening in motorsports. On board right now, or following Mike in the Kraken livery in the Porsche 992.2 GT3 car. It's an absolutely beautiful machine. It is a screamer. Just all these cars are so cool. Love the liveries that these guys come up with. I think Miller actually does a lot of these liveries. And I want to give a huge shout out to Miller. Miller does a lot of the production for these races. He's one of the reasons why the Sim Racing League is able to be streamed. And he does a phenomenal job. Really just can't tell you how much I appreciate Miller, as well as Michael Shumway, who is, does a lot of the production stuff as well. So big shout out to them. And also, worth noting, Riot Motorsport is it's a real racing team. I know we see them here in sim racing, and it's a Riot Motorsport League, but it's a real team. It's based out of Utah Motorsports campus. And a lot of these liveries, if you go there and check it out, you will see these liveries in the garage in real life, particularly one we're watching right now. Andrew Malin's livery in real life, in the sim, is basically Michael Shumway's livery in real life. And it's absolutely they're such gorgeous cars. Absolutely. If you ever have a chance to get out to Utah Motorsports campus, you have to check out their garage because they have some of the most beautiful Porsches. They have whole lineup of other cars. There's some BMWs, some E6s. There's the Sebico NP01, which is a really cool prototype-looking car with a Mazda motor. And anyone that knows me knows that Mazda MX-5s are one of my favorite car ever. But I digress because we have 8 minutes and 30 seconds left in the first race of the 7th season of the Riot Motorsports League at the Long Beach Grand Prix. And John is slowly, systematically chipping away at Bryson Liu's lead. And anyone that can make inroads on someone as fast as Bryson is very impressive. And he's an R2 driver, and he's showing unbelievable pace right now. So how we establish whether someone is an R1 driver, R2 driver, or an R3 driver is based on your results from the prior season. So a lot of these people either didn't race a lot in the prior season or didn't race at all. So you got to start somewhere. At the end of the season, they won't move drivers within the season, but at the end of the season, you can get promoted or demoted, depend on your results. And based on what we're seeing so far out of John Wilson, he's looking pretty good to be an R1 driver for Season 8. Michael Shumway is still doing a masterful job of keeping Andrew Malin behind him. This has been happening for a huge chunk of the race. 7 minutes left. If Andrew is going to do something, it's gotta happen soon. And we're at that point in the race where the people that have cared for their tires, that have been strategic about how they put energy into their tires, this is where you start to see who's got some life left in your tires. You start seeing a delta in the performance, not of the driver, but of the car itself. And as I was saying earlier, this racetrack is not kind to tires. You can absolutely cook your tires and be a sitting duck, just less grip everywhere on the track if you're not responsible with your consumables in the beginning stages of the race. Now, again, Andrew and Michael, they're excellent at that, so there's going to be an even battle. But it might come down to the last minute or two. See who's got the grip at the end of the race. Now looking back towards the front, I've been watching the Delta Alex, let's see, going down. I'm looking at the deltas right here. Alex, Michael and Andrew, it looks like they're starting to close in on Alex Faust. See what happens with that. Alex started on pole position, but it was a reverse grid. He's actually done a very good job of staying up front. And there's 5.5 minutes left. If Andrew and Michael can catch up to Alex and try to make their way around him, this could get even more exciting. So we might end up with a BMW against 2 Porsches. We might end up with an R3 driver battling with 2 R1 drivers for the P5, which again, everybody wants to win. And us as fans, I just want to see good racing, and that's what we're seeing right now. That's what we're seeing develop. How close Michael is to Alex. He just took another 1.5 seconds out of that gap, so they're absolutely catching Alex at a fast rate. There's 5 minutes left in this race. There's not a lot of time left to get something done. And what's the gap back to? Let's see. Trying to see Bryson Liu back to John Wilson, see if he's made it. Looks like John is within 4 seconds of Bryson Liu, so that might be a battle that's shaping up at the end of the race as well. We're going to have multiple positions that are decided in the final stages of this race, and that's exactly what you see. That's what you get at the Riot Motorsport Sim Racing League just about every week. These drivers are so well paired, and they're so quick, and they're so respectful of one another. Anytime you see incidents, it's very rare for anyone to, do something where you can look at it and say, all right, that was a little bit naughty. Generally, they're racing incidents. It's people taking different lines. Oh my God, Alex is absolutely the cork in the bottle right now. Michael is all over Alex, and that might slow Michael down, which will allow Andrew to make a move on Michael. 3 minutes and 55 seconds left in the race, and we are absolutely about to see a phenomenal finish here. Alex is hanging on to 5th position. He's an R3 driver. Oh no! Oh, he runs wide. Is that going to make a bit? Oh no! Is he going to defend? Who's he going to defend against? Andrew dives to the inside of Michael. Is Andrew going to be the benefactor of this? They're going to go side by side down the seaside straightaway. Oh, Alex is doing exactly what I wanted to see happen, which is throw a wrench in the works and allow door-to-door racing in the closing stages. And with that happening, we have Shane in the number 45, who's just joined the party as well. So, oh my God. Oh, Andrew dives to the inside. Is he going to get a run on Michael? Looks like he is. Looks like Andrew is going to be able to make the pass on Michael. Oh, Michael pushes him down towards the wall. Is going to hold him tight to that wall, hoping it breaks a little bit of his momentum. Oh, they all make it through turn 1. Oh, this is so good. This is the best racing ever. Alex doing a great job keeping 3 very quick drivers behind him and holding on to that would be the first. Yeah, he would be winning the R3 class. Oh, this is such good stuff. Michael's going to peek down to the inside, think better of it, drop back in line, make sure he gets a good run down Seaside, the shorter straightaway on the racetrack. Definitely passing opportunities coming up into turn 9. This is great stuff. You have 4 drivers that are all battling it out in 3 different classes. This is exactly what you want to see. Oh, great stuff. And 2 minutes left, just under 2 minutes left in the race, and John Wilson just got around Tyson. Oh no, what happened? Something must have happened. John was chipping away at the lead. John was chipping away at Bryson's lead, and then now Bryson is behind John. Something must have happened. There's no way that John gained 3 seconds in a single lap. I thought Bryson was really in control of this. I knew it would be a battle at the end of the race, but something must have happened. Bryson must have spun or disconnected for a moment. Oh, wow. That is, man, heartbreaking for Bryson. That is amazing for John. For John to come in as an R2 driver to pass Bryson Liu with 1 minute left in this race. Now, I don't know I mean, he might be able to get him, but the race right now is absolutely for P5. Alex Faust is the cork in the bottle. Michael Shumway is going to dive. Is he going to make it down the inside? Oh, no. Oh, no. Oh, Alex shuts the door on Michael. Michael was down the inside, had to use all the curb and then some. Let's go back and watch what happened here. So Michael's diving down the inside, and it looks like he's far enough alongside. Alex starts to move in towards the apex. I don't know if he didn't see that Michael was there. Ugh. Yeah. I mean, Alex's spotter 100% was saying, that there was a driver on the right side. So, yeah, Alex, I think probably shut the door on him a little bit aggressively, and that allows Andrew through, but holy cow, that allowed Shane. Wow, Shane was a big winner in that. 35 seconds left to go. We're going to see a white flag probably this time. Oh, no. No, Shane and Alex came together. Oh, and Michael had to check up, and that allows Andrew through. So now it's Shane and Andrew. Absolutely phenomenal stuff in the closing stages. Just mayhem everywhere. This has been so thrilling. One lap left to race. And Michael, who had done such a good job of keeping Andrew and Shane Wilcox behind, got caught up with Alex. And now we see Shane in front of the lead group. Andrew flashing his lights at him in frustration, doing anything he can to try to get Shane to make any sort of error that he can take advantage of. Oh, man. Oh, and I'm looking. You know what's funny? I just realized Shane Wilcox is a lap down from all of this, so he's not even in the race. So hopefully he's going to let he'll let Andrew through if he does catch him. Oh, man. So Shane was just a back marker. Oh, no. That John. Oh, that was the checkered flag. Hey. So John Wilcox, our 2 driver, wins, tries to do a cool little wiggle coming across the checkered line, and crashes. Second place is going to go to Bryson Liu. Third place just behind him is Jack Liston. Oh, such exciting stuff. There's no way I could keep track of everything that was going on. There was action up and down the entire field the entire time, and that action is still going on as Paulo comes across the start-finish line. He's going to finish in P4. Spencer is ahead of him, but he is 1 lap down. Andrew Malin. Really, what an excellent melee between Alex, Shane, Andrew, Michael. And at the end of the day, it's Andrew that's the big benefactor. Comes through in P5 with Michael Shumway. I'm sure he's not going to be super happy with finishing behind Andrew, but it's the way it goes. And with no damage in the race, it has allowed all these drivers to continue even though these incidents happen. Obviously, no one wants them to happen, but when they do, it's nice that they're able to continue the battle, and that's what we saw. Alex, who started on pole position, actually fairly respectful as an R3 driver, dropped down 7 points. He did a great job at defending. George in the flying lizard livery is going to come across the line in P8. P3 is Mike. So, John Wilson. Ooh. Okay. That was a lot from Bruce right there after the checkered flag. So, your R1 winner, Bryson Liu, followed by Jack Liston, followed by Paulo. R2 winners, John Wilson, absolutely screaming, beat the entire field. R2, second place goes to Kelly Hatcher. R3 is Spencer. I'm sorry, P2 in R2 is Kelly. P3 in R2 is Spencer. And then in the R3 class, Alex Faust. Great job by him finishing in the top 10. He takes the R3 victory, followed by Mike. And the R3 driver of Bruce rounds out the podium in P13. Oh, an excellent start to round 1 of Season 7 of the Riot Motorsport Sim Racing League. They're going to be racing next week at Sebring, and Sebring is so exciting. And there's a chance of rain, so it could be an absolute barnstormer next week, just like we saw this week. Great job by all the drivers. Thank you all so much for watching. This is just some of the most I love doing this stuff. I appreciate it very much. I appreciate all the drivers. I appreciate Riot Motorsport for putting these on. It's such a cool thing to do, and I'm honored to be a part of it. So thank you all very much, and make sure you check out next week Riot Motorsport Sim Racing League Round 2 at Sebring.
Welcome to Riot Motorsport Sim Racing League. We are located at the Utah Motorsport campus, offering a full range of services for race car enthusiasts, including storage, maintenance, and driver coaching. Our focus is on fostering an inclusive and supportive racing community. Sim racing is a great way for our drivers to continue to practice during the on and off season. Thank you for tuning in. Enjoy the race.